Episode 30 is going to be a collection of shorter games that have built up over the last year or so that I'm going to get out as a longer than usual 8 video episode. To make up for the shorter length of these videos, they'll be going up 2 days apart instead of the usual 5. And we're starting with Robo Army. People probably know this game most for the Player 1 character Maxima being tributed as a character with the same name in The King of Fighters, and for the Player 2 character Rocky showing up as a striker in KOF 2000. That's what I know them for, and so here I am finally playing this game for the first time. Set in 20XX AD, after military robots have wiped out many evil organisations to achieve world peace, the Dr. Fronjeed who developed these robots disappeared, along with his daughter, Frontier. Soon after this, an army of robots appeared from nowhere in the city Neo-Detroit, calling themselves Helljeed, slaughtering the citizens and quickly taking over. The UN requests the help of Maxima and Rocky of the 64th Air Division Robo Army, who were sent in to wipe out Helljeed and reclaim the city. The game has 3 buttons: punch, kick and the special attack that consumes my power gauge. At the start of each level we get to witness a threat or order from the leader, the now robotic Professor Jeed. Area 1 is set in the jungle, in the mechanical forest zone. I land in as the robots drive off with a truck of human hostages. We start with just some basic punching robots, which my normal punching combo easily deals with. My cyborg strength also allows me to pick up objects like whole cars and throw them at my enemies. Getting up close I can perform a special grab attack that tears a robot in half. I can use leftover arms as a weapon as robots and motorbikes pass by. I also try out my special attack, a massive laser that takes up the entire screen. My next new enemies are robot dogs. These are a pain as they're shorter than my punching height and I can't crouch, so I mainly use specials to get rid of them. A few of them gather together and combine into one giant one, the game's first mini-boss. It jumps around, slashes with its claws and spits, I guess, fire? It just takes a few punches and then I finish it by dropping a car on it. Next come the robot birds, the first time I need to jump to hit an enemy. Moving on, a tank drives in from the background that fires homing missiles. I throw both barrels here at it and then punch it to death. One of the next few enemies drops a power up that temporarily makes me take on a car farm. It lets me ram through the next few waves. At this point I've caught up to the captured humans who've been locked in a cage. A large group of robot monkeys show up and combine into one giant one. It has a regular jab and a ground punch along with emitting giant purple waves from its chest. Damage is shown by it slowly turning redder. After a few hits I knock its head off. You can see my infinite continues due to not playing on an actual arcade machine result in some sloppy play, as I just brute force it and die a couple times tanking its punches, but even then it still doesn't take that many hits. I free the prisoners and Area 1 is done. G takes this whole event as me provoking them, leading to Area 2, Highway, or Crash Caroid. Landing on the highway I get these bigger, bulkier robots to start with. They are flamethrowers, but I have my car form seconds in to ram through them. After a few waves the basic robots have finally learned to kick, having a large range with how extendable their legs are. Then it's a couple more waves of the big ones before I meet the mini-boss. The back of this lorry opens up and reddish brown pallet swaps of the basic robots jump out. These ones hop around like boxers, but they don't get to try anything before I special their asses to death. And next I'm trying to walk past giant mines in the background, and while it looks like there isn't much room, it's pretty easy. At this point the devastation in the background is much worse, and there's a green Terminator throwing firebombs from behind some rubble. It flees when I take the others out. It shows up again, and once more when the boss shows up, a car that gains arms and legs and spits missiles from the bonnet like it's a mouth. This time I catch the bastard with a special and wipe it out before focusing on the boss. I trap it in the corner for a bit and deal huge damage with continuous punches until it catches me in the bonnet and chews on me. It only takes a few more hits after that to finish it off. This time Jeed shows up to tell me he's sending me to hell. Area 3 is the main street, called Deep Town. I'm descending down a wire automatically as returning enemies try to hit me, along with new ones that rappel down and try to slash me with their claw hands. The basic robots also show up, but have now attached giant bowling balls to their arms. It really doesn't help them. Well, except for the one that kills me with an arse punch because I was distracted by a bird. Thing is, if you're on the opposite rope to the platform they're on, they still can't reach you. Eventually I reach the bottom, getting me in a sewer and facing the mini-boss, a giant bird. It'll spit out 3 feathers at once that travel in a straight line. Some of them can turn around and try to hit me if they miss. Along with that it can lay eggs that hatch into the normal birds and spit a row of fireballs. Thanks to flying out of range and the heavy jumping in this game, this is actually the most annoying fight so far, but in the end I get it. As I travel along the water I get new robots jumping out of it. They'll try a single punch before moving back and fleeing back underwater again. And then after a little bit there's that one that jumps out with a dropkick. And as I travel even further there's more mines travelling down the water, making them harder to avoid than last levels. A few more waves of this and I get robots on jet skis. Gotta have some whimsy when you're genociding humanity. After that I find the boss, this sort of big chameleon looking thing that takes robot parts from a nearby bin, chews them up and then spits them out fully repaired as regular enemies. It's also got eye lasers and an extending tongue attack. This is much easier than the mini-boss as it's so easy to just pin it in the corner, dodge every so often when needed and punch it to death. Jeed sends me a threat, but my recording messed up and froze during it, so it's lost on me now. Area 4, Police Station. Mad Police-Man. I'm out of a sewer and walking down a smashed up street, taking out the usual enemies and avoiding rolling barrels. Not much new happens until I get in front of this fence and the mini-boss breaks out. It's a load of tiny spider robots jumping around that I can either time my punches for when they jump or throw the nearby barrels onto them. I take them out and two bigger ones come out. They don't really do much, their only attack is to try and jump into me. After taking them out, I reach the police station and start punching out their dogs. They're such a pain trying to hit with the pipe though, as it goes right over them. I go inside and fight through the car park where at the end I get a couple new robots. First some bats that can fire a purple ring at me, and then some flying ones with cannons that just stand there and let me kill them. Getting into the next room has me facing floating naked female torsos made of glass that fire eye lasers. A few more waves moving forward until I end up in front of this big screen and then the boss appears, a giant robot policeman. He has a dual purpose baton / gun, but doesn't get to do much for a while as I keep getting a few punches in, which triggers it to power walk to the other side of the screen and onto my next couple punches. When it starts steaming, I can't tell if it's for damage or getting pissed off from being caught in this loop. He does get a few hits in, but it's not much and I easily destroy it. Jeed shows up again to say I won't stop him before the start of Area 5, Devil's Factory. The bats return to start with along with jailed humans in the background. Scrolling the screen enough and it moves slightly past the end of the cell has me free them. The second lot are gonna have to deal with mines on the floor though, I'm not setting them up for myself to save them. Past the cells, the background shows many robots either being constructed or undergoing maintenance. At the end, the mini-boss drops down and it's a green pallet swap of Maxima. He has my basic moves, the punch and the jump kick, but he spends more time than anything else just walking around and letting me punch him. To make up for it, he can take a million more hits than I can. After I take him out, there just happens to be a pool next and I jump in despite there being a perfectly usable floor right next to it. It's mainly floating mines and the return of the underwater robots. A few waves of these and the boss is a giant floating thing with gun arms surrounded by a bubble that I guess is what allows it to dive underwater. It lays little torpedoes that travel along the bottom of the screen and it's easy to miss the first couple since they're slow low down. After a few cycles of me beating it and it diving somewhere else, it'll also start firing jets of water across the screen as well. The torpedoes also become more frequent as well. It's another easy boss, but not as easy as the last stages. Jeed gives out one more threat before the final level, Area 6, Last Battle of Jeed, in Jeed Tower. I start off rappelling down the side of a tower as the birds return and we get a new lizard robot. They spit fireballs and they're surprisingly durable, taking a few punches before dying. After going down a bit, I punch open a window and go inside. The only enemy in here at first is the Area 1 monkey boss. I think it's a bit stronger and a bit more aggressive as it takes me longer to kill it this time. Taking it out opens a door behind it where I can see out the window and get a view of Neo Detroit in flames. I have to refight the Area 2 car boss here. After that it's the dog mini boss and the Area 4 police mini boss together. After that I move further to find Frontier and Jeed. Apparently I've ruined his plan, so he's already lost. Now he just wants to kill me. So he attaches himself to a huge mech that comes in from off screen. It can grab me for massive damage and also shoot fireballs from its midsection. To damage him I have to jump kick his face orb thing. Normally for the final bosses I beat him up I'd speed up the footage to match the entire fight, but there's this constant obnoxious red flash going on and I worry speeding it up may cause some damage. This is a pretty long fight too, mainly me either getting wrecked constantly or getting lucky and dodging several grab attempts in a row with constant jump kicks. After a while the arms are destroyed and he comes further into the screen to fight. He still shoots fireballs but now he'll also try to ram me. I also decide to use up all my specials now since there's not going to be any other chance. As he takes more damage he starts going yellow. When he makes me use another continue he's refilled my special, so I just spam it again. I can actually punch the main body now I can get in closer, but I still find the jump kick safer. I take him down once again, but he's still not done. His last effort is to become a giant spinning robotic Easter Island head. His main attack is to fire missiles from his mouth, but he's quite similar to the policeman boss. Hit him a couple times and he rushes to the other side of the screen to get hit again. Keep this up a bit longer and he's defeated in what I can only assume is a spectacular explosion, but I killed him off screen so I don't get to see it. His head floats up one last time, but explodes too, finishing him for good. Frontier gets up and thanks me and I get the ending. All of the killer robots shut down without Jeed, and Tia promises to undo the damage caused by her father. She manages to recreate Maxima and Rocky's original human bodies so that they can hang out at the pub and nothing else. I liked Robo Army. It was a fun 30 or so minutes. I liked it more than the Double Dragon games I've played so far, but nowhere near as much as I liked the Final Fights or Arabian Magic. Tearing up robots was enjoyable, soundtrack was good, but I feel in the realm of SNK soundtracks it's just outdone by a lot. Actually, I think that may be the best way to describe this game. Good, but outdone by a lot. It's ranked above a lot of well-loved games though, like Zelda 1 though, so it's not like I don't think well of it. If anything, these are the kinds of games I had the hardest time ranking. It also makes me wonder how long I can keep up the ranking part of this show before it becomes too much to manage, but I'm sure it still has plenty of longevity left.